Hello, and thank you for joining me on this Monday, 2nd of May, 2022. Couple of things talking about today. One thing was when I mentioned in that short predictions the other day about dreams, I got so many comments because I also did it on my TikTok account and got a lot of comments there as well about people that are experiencing dreams that are very, very different, where when we're normally in the past, when we would have a dream, we would see ourselves in a situation and know it was us. Like if we were, struggling to run, or we were on a plane, trying to get on a plane and fly, or whatever situation we were in, we knew it was us in the actual experience of the dream. And we would see other people. Might have dreamt where you'd gone back to school, gone back to an old workplace, gone back to a house you used to live in. So it was always a feeling in the past when we dreamt that it was us having an experience. But now there has been a total shift. Some people have been experiencing this for a while. Some people are just sort of recently been experiencing it. And it's a shift where our dreams we're actually stepping into the body of another person and living their life, understanding their life. So we're journeying their life. And it happened with me just recently, where I stepped into the body of a female that's in my family, and I could see what she was wanting to do with her future job perspectives, and I could see where she was going to be working and the type of people that were coming in. But I was actually her. It wasn't like I was standing back and watching her life. I was her life. I was in her body. And a few other dreams have happened where I've actually stepped inside someone else's body. And I believe this is happening as a way to help society let go of judgment, because at the moment we are in a shocking time of judgment of other people. And we all do it. We all do it. If you turn on the television and you see something on there and you think, oh, that's not right, that's a judgment, isn't it? If someone in your family is not doing what you want them to be doing, or you think that they're making a mistake, or you think they could be doing it better, that's a judgment. And not only are we judging other people, we're also making judgments upon ourselves. This judgment thing is just getting out of hand. And it's a quick judgment, like with the TikTok app. You watch someone for 30 seconds, a minute, or 3 minutes. I've got an itchy nose. You watch them for 30 seconds, a minute, or 3 minutes, and you make a judgment from that short space of time without knowing anything else that's happened in there. That's 3 minutes at a maximum out of their day. You have no idea what's gone on for the rest of their day. You're making a judgment from that little piece of information that you've seen. And I see people they're just really making judgments. They're not sitting back and seeing a bigger picture anymore. It's almost like they're sucked into that 3 minutes of time, and they're stuck in it. And this is where a lot of the trolling is coming from, because they're not open-minded to look bigger. They're not open-minded to follow up, to go back through all their videos they've ever made. They're just making a judgment on that one thing they see. And I mean, it is human nature. It is our human nature to judge. But I think we're just being taught to come from a more understanding place. And what I've been saying for such a long time, if you could just look at someone else and just say, well, that's just where they're at. I don't agree with them, or I do agree with them. It's just where they're at. That's just who they are. I think we're trying to be taught this as a human species, to accept people for who they are. And yesterday I just happened upon I turned the TV on, and I had ABC was set on the channel, and this TV show come on that I had never seen before, and it was called Tomorrow Tonight. I think it was Tomorrow Tonight. There was Adam Liao was on there, Waleed. Oh, I can't think of the other guy's name, and Narella from the SBS or ABC or whatever she's on. Oh, I can't think of the other guy's name. Anyway, the four of them were on there, and they were getting asked. I can't even remember the lady's name that was hosting the show, but she brought up the subject of religion. Now, here we had four people, very intelligent, very, very good at their crafts, all had extremely different beliefs in religion and total respect for one another's beliefs. So Waleed could explain his beliefs, how he formed his beliefs, what he was taught, what he's learnt himself. Same with Narella. She was doing the same thing. She was taught Christianity growing up, but then her Aboriginal background of the spiritual beliefs of the Aboriginal people was sort of still underlying, so she wanted to learn that. So she sort of learnt both aspects. Adam Liao was brought up with people in his family that were ministers, and they all had these very, very different upbringings and strong convictions in what they believed. But they didn't have to be right. Not one of them sat there and said, but my religion is right and yours is wrong. They had the respect for each other's beliefs. And I just thought, I wish that could happen with everything. I wish we could have the respect for other people's beliefs without having to say, well, I'm right and you're wrong. Because we're going to perceive things differently, aren't we? We're all going to have a different perception. It's just about respecting other people's perception. The only time I'm going to really disagree with someone or like stand back is if I'm feeling hurt, physically hurt, or if they're attacking me in some way. But I love listening to other people's beliefs. I love to understand, how did you come to that belief? Like, where did that come from? Like, that's one of the questions and you hear me say this a lot. Like, where does that belief come from? Like, I like to understand, how am I going to learn more about me and what I believe if I don't listen to other people? If I just was stuck, if 20 years ago I just got stuck in the belief that I know everything about psychic work and that's it, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have expanded because my guides would have not given me extra information because I wouldn't have been open to it. You have to be open and accepting to listen to all types of beliefs. And a healthy debate is a good debate. It brings knowledge. It makes you, like when I listened to those four people that were, Charlie was the other one, Charlie Pickering, I just remembered his name. When I was listening to the four of them talking last night, I was learning things that I didn't know, I didn't understand. And it's the more knowledge you can gain for yourself, the more open you are, the more accepting you are. And I feel like this has got to do with why we are having these dreams, to understand, to be in another person's shoes, to have more compassion for other people, and to let go of this judgment. Because it's actually destroying us as a species. It's not helping us in any way, shape or form. So that was, I think I might have to tune into that show and watch a few more episodes. I think it was called Tomorrow Tonight because it was really interesting. And then something else that I saw pop up was, do you remember when I was talking about finances and housing in the past, and I felt like there was some kind of system being formed where it was a rent to buy? And I thought at the time that it was, I said like either a company or a bank or something will buy a house and then you'll be able to purchase the house from them in a rent to buy situation. Well, then I happened to see that the Australian Labor Party, because there's an election coming up in Australia. The Labor Party have formed this solution, so to speak, or one of many solutions that could help with housing, where they would purchase the house and keep 40% of it, and then you would only have to buy 60% of the house. And then when you'd paid that part off, you're in a situation where you can rent to buy. I haven't fully read how the whole system works, but as soon as I saw a quick flick up come up about that would be a situation, and it's been done in other countries overseas, I thought that is what I was seeing. So whether that actually means, because I was seeing that, I don't know that that actually means that Labor is going to get in and actually put that into practice, because either party or even a independent getting in could put that kind of system into practice. It doesn't mean it has to be Labor that does it. But I firmly believe that there is some form of system that will be operating where that can happen, where people will be able to rent to buy. So interesting to see how that's going to unfold in the future. Yeah, I'm starting to see a few things that I was talking about, like last year or the year before, that are starting to make sense now. And there was another one, because we used to have public housing, like this, what was his name? I'm bad with names this morning. Tom, it's a South Australian name. He created, I need my spirit here that throws names to me. He created the housing, the South SA Housing, like the Housing Trust. And I feel like that is going to be coming again. I feel like the government is going to be creating more of housing trust type houses again, where for low income people, they can pay them off rather than just renting them. And then you can sell them and use the money to go and get out of that housing area and then into another area. And I still feel like that is going to be developed through the help of the government. I know governments are questionable and they do put a lot of emphasis on themselves, but I also see some really good ideas coming out. I see good ideas and I see ways that people are going to benefit. I know a lot of the predictions that come up can sound kind of negative, like this is going to happen, but they have to happen first so that there is a change, and it's the change that's positive. So some good things that I see in the future are more people being able to have their own home. And this is where I said with the renting side of things, I feel like I don't know how far, maybe 10, 15 years into the future, but it feels like rental properties, there won't be the demand for them. There might even be a rental property sitting empty waiting for someone to get into it, because people will have the opportunity to get into their own home. So that to me is a good thing. Might not be a good thing for the person that owns the rental property, but it's a good thing that people are into their own homes. I see the health systems getting fixed. I see treatments of diseases, fast treatments getting, especially for cancer and Parkinson's disease. That was another one that I actually felt like that was so close. I don't know I haven't looked into if they've found a cure for that or found treatments, but that felt to me like that could reverse that whole situation for people to live a better quality life. I felt we would have more control over our money. So I know a lot of people are worried about New World Order coming in and us not having anything and being totally controlled, and I don't see that. I see us having control of our money. I see it being more on digital, just money being transferred. I feel like cash will eventually be phased out. I know a lot of people can say you can't phase out cash, we have to have cash, because there's so many little areas that you look at where cash is still needed. But whether there is some form of token to replace that, I did see coins still in the future, or tokens. So But most of the money system is more digital, like it's more money being transferred. And I don't like the actual need for a bank. It's like we still need to. It's like if you're dealing with crypto, if you're dealing with NetTeller, or if you're dealing with Dundle, or if you're dealing with any kind of app that's dealing with money, we still need those, but I don't seem to feel like we need banks as much, but we still need something there that helps us to do the transactions. It's not even like, it could be a middleman. Yeah, it's like the middleman, isn't it? So yeah, I see a lot of good things. I don't believe Russia's going to blow the world up, because I'm doing readings. I see 10 years ahead in people's readings, and I see what they're doing in 10 years' time. So if we weren't here, I wouldn't be seeing that, would I? If I was trying to do readings for individual readings for people and look into their futures, if there wasn't a future, I wouldn't be getting that information. It'd just be a blank, wouldn't it? Like, why would Spirit give me information about the future if it's not going to happen? So yeah, I think we're going to be seeing more and more things unfolding. I feel like there's a lot of solutions coming. We've kind of been through a period of what I call the tower moment, where everything starts collapsing. And now we're going into a period of solutions being created and options, and looking for what is suitable, what's going to help us with our own lives and with our fellow human beings. So thank you again for listening to me, and I will talk to you soon when I've got some more things to share.